Hey guys, Salvi here, just reminding you to, of course, like, subscribe, and follow, and all that kind of good stuff that YouTube asks if you enjoy what video I'm going to put out for you today. Thank you. She got hacked. We're talking about Starlight SYD, a VTuber who is going through it right now. Yesterday we had talked about Sansin, or at least earlier we talked about Sansin, who also got her YouTube hacked, and a lot of things were happening there, and I believe she was able to get hers back. Right now we're talking about Starlight Sid, who is a chaotic cat girl universe. It says, my email has been hacked. They factory reset my phone, changed my 2FA, added their own phone numbers, and created the USB key access. I have no way to get into YouTube. Google support is not helping me at all. Please help. And no, they're streaming Trump crypto fluff. So yeah, that's you know, when they started doing that, that's when you know they start really messing up. July 17th was when all this happened. So sorry going through this. To confirm, there's a YouTube channel associated with your Gmail account. If not, yes, there is one associated with my Gmail, of course, here. And let's see, my YouTube channel, it's connected to the now hacked Gmail account. Please help. And of course, hopefully they get it back. You know, a lot of people have been panicking all morning because this is the livelihood of these people. This, like myself and others, it is the livelihood. It is what, you know, and sometimes can get us at least that extra little pay so that we can get, you know, food, necessities, that type of thing. Let's take a look here. Update and contact with YouTube support. And while it's good news, I also have heartbreaking news as well. The hacker remotely factory reset my cell phone. I did some research and this feature cannot be disabled unless you mod your phone. Why this is heartbreaking, especially for me, I have memory issues. So for her, she needs to keep memory, you know, things in there, photos, videos, things like that, to remind herself of what happened, what was going on, things in the past, you know, regular things that people would need to, you know, remember things by. Like, I don't have memory issues, but if I lost family photos, if I lost things like that, I would be really sad. Photos and videos hold memories that I can't always recall myself. Among the photos lost were ones consisting of my nieces, nephews, first steps, or words, my late grandmother, family I'll never see again, vacations, all the way up to just the other day out with my family. There is a very, very slim chance that I hypothetically could get them back only if A, I get my account, and B, they were backed up. Of course, I don't remember what was and wasn't backed up because, again, memory issues. I'm so sorry to Doom Post, but this cat girl is really going through it, and I could use a hug. Of course, virtual hug is all I can give, and virtual support is all I can give. Spreading this out, spreading the word so you guys can get some help to her, or at the very least, show some positivity to her, show some positivity for the poor cat girl that is getting through a lot of trouble right now. And of course, YouTube is helping her out. Google, Gmail, that's a whole nother can of worms, because Team YouTube is separate from everything Google. They are their own separate entity, even though they are owned by Google. My hope is that they are able to get something back soon. My hope is that at the very least, those memories will never be gone fully, and she was able to get them back because they are backed up. That is my true hope, because the people could be really evil and delete everything from Google Photos. I hope not, and I do hope the best for them. Let's give them all some love, and of course, this is their actual @ here at Starlight_SYD. So of course, you know, if you can, give them some love and just support them in these times because it is tough. Support them, you know, emotionally in these times because it is tough. We have another little bit of a tidbit for you guys from Nijisanji. The official store still for some reason has Kotokatora Hime on there, which is interesting because she did graduate a bit ago. And that is a snafu. I guess it's different from the terminated ones in Nijisanji, which is strange. I don't see Hololive selling, even if they have, you know, people are saying, oh, well, they have to, you know, sell what they have in their merch warehouse, etc. And yes, well, that does make sense. You can, you know, sell it to vendors and stuff like that. Having it in your official store when they've been graduated seems scummy to me, because they're not going to get even the 2% they were getting before because they're graduated, no more contract with you, so royalties aren't a thing. It's not like when people are affiliates or anything like that from a company like what Hololive has, where they still are technically affiliated with you. She still has an actual store page where she has 45 products still available. And like I said, you could say she's, you know, they're trying to get rid of, you know, past stuff, but it doesn't make sense. And also here, you still have some stuff with Aster on there, which is, worse, because they were supposed to have cleaned everything off from Aster because he was terminated, and they can't even do that correctly. So here we go. You have the fan name, the Arcadians, things like that. They are still available. You can look it up on the store. Aster as well, at least when these screenshots were taken, that's when it was. I'm going to take a look right quick about that and let me see if it's still around. The store, as of the time of the recording that I have here, Aster Arcadia still has 8 pieces of merch, or at least these pieces of merch that you can see here. The winter date, Iluna's 2nd anniversary from way back then, and Nijisanji EN's Nostalgia Collection, because the 3rd anniversary of Iluna is happening now, so they still have last year's stuff and stuff from the years before that, at least mentioned here, where you can actually go in there and have, take a look at the whole thing there and grab it yourself. So yeah, it is strange that they still have, at the very least, Aster stuff there when they've been able to remove other people like Twisty and other things like that. It is interesting to see. The randomness of it, the random snapshot card group A thing, probably will mean that you won't get Aster. Maybe they actually did remove it. Maybe they actually did remove the stuff. We don't know. But it's weird that it still exists. Eddie is a VTuber artist, a Snake V artist, who is, out there with commissions on VGen. And I believe they are part of a group that has various different artists on there. Right now, model art comms are closed. Comms info is there for, the actual AI. There's their VGen right there. They have posted recently, as of 10:13 a.m. on July 14th. They had posted, "We would like to share our experiences with Raku Dougkey. Despite offering a fair refund and transparent communication, the situation escalated to a PayPal dispute and a chargeback of his payment. Document includes full breakdown of timeline and documented facts." That is not US dollars, by the way. I think that's Filipino pesos or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is not US dollars from what it looks like because of the mark before that. So that's 48,000 in their local currency. That could be way less in US dollars, but let's take a look. So these posts in general, I've already said I have a bit of a distaste for Google Docs, unless it is warning people of a bad actor in the community, in the sense of this one. These are okay, in my opinion, personally. I mean, a lot of people are fine with Google Docies and all that kind of stuff. It is a season of Google Docies. But this one makes sense, because this is warning artists about working with Raku, making sure that you have airtight contracts if you ever want to work with them again, because they did this out of nowhere, and they did this in a malicious way. So, here is a TLDR. And I'm going to go more over the TLDR, showing a little bit of stuff here. They were commissioned for a $3,000 VTuber package. The client paid $1,900 in installments at first, approved multiple stages, and requested numerous revisions and direction changes that extended the timeline. Normal stuff. They later refused to pay the final balance and demanded a refund. $1,000 later reduced to $850, despite the project being near completion. So they had done all the work and received a lot of it, at least received the appearance of a lot of it. And receiving consistent progress updates, we offered to pay $450 refund and the finished files, which they declined. They then escalated to a PayPal dispute. So because they didn't get their way, they went to PayPal dispute. They seemed to, like, $450 plus the finished files. Basically, it was you get everything we got you, the finished files, everything you asked for, and $450 on top, just to kind of make you happy and not make you, angry, an angry customer. That is going above and beyond, in my opinion. $1,900 covers the assets that have already been completed, and they continue to ask for a refund for unfinished assets that were not paid for. Here is the thing. If you haven't paid for those assets, you're not due for a refund. If you paid for those assets, remember you have TOS. TOS is everything, usually, everything that is paid for, everything that is finished, you have to pay for. Pretty much. That's the way it works. Very early on, we offered to cancel the issue refund due to the client shift in creative direction. They declined and chose to continue with the project. So everything seemed to be perfectly fine. Client has a pattern of doing similar treatment with other artists, which has caused them to be blacklisted and blamed us for delays to their debut, and has rushed us despite no rush fees being paid. Professional warning to other creators, document everything, set clear terms, and be cautious when dealing with unclear stuff. Here's a detailed version, of course, of everything there. Can you elaborate more on the trickster spirit? Of course, K to VT. And then Raku's like energy that matches the trickster energy. They went through the stream package. You see the stream package starting there. Their starting screens, everything, moving on through Blender and other things there they were working for, and also Live 2D Cubism, other things there. And he says, actually, I love the head down angles. Actually, never seen a VTuber model look so good. So they seem to be fine. Everything here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you guys so you can see it a little bit more. Everything here shows that they were happy. Shows that they already started working on the angles. Everything was being allowed. This is sick. All these things here. You're seeing them doing consistent. I wish all artists could be this way, because some artists aren't, because of the fact that, busy schedules, busy life, that type of thing. Some artists will do maybe once a week, maybe twice a month type of thing, or maybe once a month. But they seem to have had a lot of content, communication with them. Never seen any completed works or work in progress. The examiner's replies does not guarantee that he approved the work. And basically that's when things started going bad here. They were in good faith, based on incomplete previews with the hope of revisions. Even with their policy about final payment before delivery, you have provided no proof that most of these deliverables even exist. So they're trying to weasel out there. They're trying, even though everything out here, they're showing everything. Erian is working hard on that. And there's like giving updates, like showing about the updates and everything there. And based on the sketch, this part of the pin can still change it. All that kind of stuff. Things were moving well. He began to decline and express interest in continuing. Like they said, okay, if you don't want it, you can still get the assets that you currently have and move on with someone else. Because he was struggling a bit with the design part. So the artist was being very open in explaining that there was issues with the design part, issues with that stuff, and it kept going and going and going. And they're like, okay, we can just deduct it from your second part payment if that's okay. Be $250 US less, and the payment would be $856. A refund on the character design when you get a second. So yeah, and he says, yeah, that's okay. Sorry for the late response. So he said okay to this. He said okay to this. He basically was okay with the things that were going on. And he was getting the works in progress. He was getting all these models done. He was basically getting the partial refund. We continuously sending you updates on the progress, especially when a lot of revisions were asked throughout the process. Hope you can understand that we have accepted your terms with the final payment being sent last when we are done, so we need to take extra work too to make up for that. It's just, yeah, he started asking too much. And that's the thing, they worked really hard for everything going on. Debut slides, really nice looking model. The left, the right, they were doing a lot for the rigging. The work that was done needs to be paid for. There was a contract between both of them to pay for it. Everything that he paid for was shown to him, was taken to him. And of course, they say we suspected Rocco was using AI tool to aid him in replying to our counter arguments, made the refund request less sincere and fake, so he tried to find out if it was indeed true. All these things, basically, likelihood is high that it was written from an AI, which, if you're like me and don't understand how to properly talk to people sometimes, because of my autism, I found out that I have severe autism, so that's interesting. Severe, but high functioning, but severe autism. So I can kind of see that part. But I would never go as far as to do after, there was agreements. I'd be like, all right, I'll take my loss, and then I'll just, go for the 850 or whatever it was. And of course, all these things, they breached TOS. These are all the items that were reported. Model package, full body model, full body rig, logo, everything, never received. That's what they claimed. They claimed that they would never received any of it. And of course, they also have dispute response and conversations with Raku. So this person broke the TOS that they signed for. No refunds, chargebacks, cancellations for serious applicants only, unless we are unable to complete the project. Except full upfront, half, or 3 split payments only. So it already says no refunds, chargebacks, or cancellation. Of course, that can be twisted a little bit in order, in more serious situations, but this is really bad. This, I absolutely understand why they went over it. Allowed to ask for changes. Any additional changes will, after 2, are going to get an extra charge. That type of thing. 2 to 4 months from payment. So everything here They did a reasonable amount of revisions. Aster in the phase, no extra time for revisions given, final payment not received, use of AI, files only given once fully paid, forced a chargeback even when the paid for commissions are complete, and a partial refund was offered. Continue to rush the artist for updates. This person, it's just basically what they're saying here. Don't work with him because he's done this to others. He has hurt other artists in this way. It kind of seems like he wanted stuff for way cheaper than what he originally argued for. And I mean, I can understand not being happy with not having updates and things like that, but this really makes it bad. These are one of the few times that I'm okay with a Google Doc being made because it's more of a warning and gives all the evidence of all the logs and things like that. Of course, these are business transactions, so it's okay to a lot of times record these things, but all those logs and all those things are absolutely necessary when you're trying to make fight the chargebacks and things like this. People like Raku absolutely should fix their behavior, and hopefully they do after they've been called out. For those who don't know, I had covered this before when she announced it, but this is an update, a reminder, etc. GXAura, the one that is for Opera GX, their official VTuber, is actually doing their GXAura charity concert. They do that every single year. Part 2, anime insert and ending songs. Join us for an evening of music and fun. Anime insert and ending songs as we raise money for Gosh charity. Of course, they have a 2-part thing, of course, here. And they have all the people down here. They have Crazy Ollie, which are the people that we're going to talk about today. You have all these wonderful people here. Some Hololive, some Holostars. A lot of people are very excited about it. And of course, GXAura does a part 1, which is, I believe, intros. Anime intros or anime-based songs was the part 1, I believe. And of course, they are showing off here as well that Octavio, whichever way you want to call him, I probably said it wrong both ways. I'm part of GXAura's official GXAura charity concert. I've always wanted to sing the song I'm part of, so I'm glad I'll be able to sing this. So it's kind of like what he means by a part of is also showing the types of music that he's in. It's going to be like I'm guessing, a collab song where you have a couple of people singing different parts of it, things like that. So it is very nice to see that they are putting in people of different agencies, as you can see here. You can see people from a lot of different agencies, big, small, indie, whatever, they're there. And that is great to see because, I mean, when it comes to charity, doesn't matter what agency you're in. Heck, they could have Nijisanji people, and I wouldn't have an issue because it is a charity, number 1. Number 2, if the person didn't actually do anything wrong, then why the heck should I be against them doing anything at all? So, of course, that is just my take on it. You guys can have a different one. Let me know down below what you think about this concert with all the people in there. This is a bit of an update on the Pekomama situation. There's nothing wrong going there, nothing bad going there, but she recently did do a collab stream for Usada Pekora, who's also part of Hololive JP's 3rd generation fantasy. They did a collab together for Usada Pekora's 6th year being with the company, 6th anniversary, and they had a lot of call-ins here. And of course, I'm going to cover a little bit of the call-ins that are here and there, but they had an amazing showing of people. 120,000 peak viewers. Of course, Pekomama is very popular. Popular enough. The Hololive okayed, number 1, having art being made for her. Number 2, having an actual live 2D that they can have. And then eventually, of course, merch going along with that. So, it is amazing to see. It is amazing that this is happening, that this is, that they brought her back. Of course, she has her own life. She has other children. I believe she does, Pekora does have a brother, I believe. I'm not sure. But I remember hearing that, so I'm not sure 100%, but I do remember hearing that. So she does have her own life, but it is nice that when she comes back, Pekora gets a ton of viewers. This is, of course, live viewers, not views. This is viewers down here. And, of course, we're going to take a look at a little bit of what happens here. It's almost like it's taken at the same point, almost. So here we go. Let's listen a little bit as what's going on here. Look how the chat's moving.
なんか助けて。もうマジでマミーさ、本当に緊張すごいから、だからみんなよろしくね今日は。なんかね、あマミーだって。
Mommy in chat, all typing mommy.
マミーも会いたかった。ねやめてペコラの目を見てさ言わないでマジで。しかもまっすぐ見ないとさ固まっちゃうからマミー。そうだね。こっち見なくていい、ペコラの方見なくていいからまっすぐコメント見てて。そしたら動くからみんなこういうのありがとか大。おかしいこいつらマジで。可愛いじゃないんだ。人妻やねん。親やねん。ただの親。草だ。ペコラ6周年。お兄ちゃんに。お兄ちゃんや。誰にしてんねん。お兄ちゃんに。お兄ちゃんやべ。まあ声が入る。あやばいやばいやばい。わかる。あ知ってるのえちゃん。あのえちゃん。のえちゃん。そんな知ってくれているなんて。のえちゃん知ってるよ。ちゃんって言わないじゃんね。おいいだろ。のえちゃんって言ってください。おかしい。じゃあマミーまずのえちゃんって言うってことは知ってらっしゃると。のえちゃん、ペコちゃんとこの間カジノしてた。
Nice. She knows.
のえちゃんお酒も出してるよね。あ、ペコラマミーさん、お母さんちょっといいですか。はい。レモン丼持ってきたんで乾杯しましょう。一緒に乾杯しましょう。はい、乾杯。待ってノエル、ペコラもいるんですけど、なんでペコラはずいてる。ペコラいるんですけど。あれペコラってもなんかお酒持っちゃったっけ。あ、じゃ乾杯。
So I just want to leave that there. Of course, it was good times. Pekora mommy, she was freaking insane with the popularity. She's been very popular. She does have a more soft-spoken voice. She does have that voice going on. It's not a fake voice. It's just a regular voice for her. And even though, like I said, she's very busy, she does come in occasionally. And oh boy, do people have fun when she comes on. So good times. I just wanted to update you guys on that whole situation. Welcome back, everybody, to the VTuber Showcase, the place where I like to showcase up-and-coming VTubers of various sizes, shapes, types, everything in between. The reason why I do this is I want it to be a positive space for VTubing, a place where we can help each other out. Today I'm talking about Dougkey, which is dough as in like the cookie dough, and key as in a key, not Dougkey bird. We're talking about the Underworld Guild Master, Himbo, and competitive Smash Melee player. We are going to go on to their About section in their Twitch, of course. And this has pre-debut EN VTuber, Smash Bros. Melee Pikachu, Rivals of Aether, Olympia, other things there, of course. And we are going to take a look at a little bit of what they have done recently with Minecraft.
And I'm gonna sequestrate you.
No, so...
Is it how we say it? Sorry.
So what was the word you were trying to say? Orchestrate?
No. Like I block you at my home and not letting you going away.
You lock...
Sequestration?
That is sequestration, yes.
Oh, I think you're trying to say segregation?
No. Sequestration.
No!
Because I was gonna say, that's not correct.
No, sequester. Like sequester, like keeping you back, like keeping you, not necessarily locked up, but like taking you away for a second. That's sequestering. Like, for example, you can get sequestered by a jury, you get sequestered by police, that kind of thing. That's what she meant to say. So yeah, a little bit of there, a little confusion to show you guys. And of course, when I can, and I do have the ability to, I will show you guys a little bit of their YouTube side. They have gunless speed runs and other things like that. Of course, these are headless or faceless ones. But of course, as you can see here, they do have a VTuber PNG when they need to. Thank you so much, Dougkey, for allowing me to showcase you on my channel. And I do hope this helps in some way. Thank you guys for watching as always. And of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.